Hello! My name is Second Wind 814, and here's my video review for Flatliners. Now, this video is the day after I saw the movie, but there were issues arose, and I couldn't get to doing the review now. But anyways, yes, Flatliners, the remake slash sequel to the 1997, I think. I'm not sure. I've never seen the original, but I do know that the original starred Kiefer Sutherland, and well, the original cannot be this bad. Whew, this one was a doozy. Oh boy. So this movie was dull. It was boring. It was just stupid at some time. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just how dull this movie is. I'm having trouble finding words to describe it other than dull. That's how bad this movie is. Now, I'm not saying this movie is bad as in it's like Ghostbusters bad, but whoo boy. So let's start out with the basic plot. I mean, if you've seen the original, you probably know it. But anyways, sorry about that. But anyways, and I just looked it up. I'm very sorry. Original Flatliners was in 1990, so my bad on that one. But anyways, so if you've seen the original, you've probably seen you probably know what the plot is. But if you haven't, let me just go over it. So basically, there's 5 medical students who conduct a bizarre experiments to try to figure out what happens after you die. And the way they do this is by basically flatlining themselves, basically killing themselves almost for a brief period of time, and then bringing them back to life. And basically that's happens here. Now, once again, I've never seen the original, so I don't know really what happens if they do it multiple times or not. But basically, it's these 5 students. I mean, granted, only about 4 of them actually flatline. But basically, yeah. Sorry about that. Anyways, as I was just saying, only 4 or 5 flatline, and they also have these weird after-death experience, and they all see these experiences. But of course, after they flatline, things come for them. Ooh, and wow, it's dumb. It's stupid how it happens. It's literally every freaking time there's the ghost that comes for them. It's literally cliches. It's literally the most cliche horror things. Like the first girl, I think Courtney, is the character's name. Ellen Page's character. After she flatlines, of course, she starts to see things in her apartment. It's like the shower curtain moves on its own. Just was really typical ghost cliche stuff. So, and basically, the whole thing of these flat lines of what happens to them, and these ghosts that after they flatline, it's like, yeah, the flatline is. I mean, okay, first, yes, they do improve. improve their educational nation or whatever. But of course, the ghosts come through, and the way and what they have, and the way they do the spirits that come for them after that flatline is dumb. It's like basically what it is their sins coming, is their past is coming back to haunt them. Haunt them. It's like, oh yes, they opened the door to the other side, and now, oh, their pasts are coming back to haunt them, and it's really, really, and the whole thing is just done really, really bad. Bad. It's like it plays on the guilty conscience. It's like, really, really, guilty conscience for past mistakes, whatever. I mean, and basically, like at the, and it, blah, 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 excuse me. And well, past mistakes, and it could have been done well. What I was trying to say is it's just, it's not done well at all. It's not. And they basically explain it all flashbacks of these people doing horrible things. It's like there's a scene in the beginning where the main character Courtney is driving with her little sister, and of course she texts and drives. She's texting and driving, and then there's a crash, and they go off the bridge into the water. And I guess her sister didn't make it. Her sister died. But anyways, so oh yeah, and the whole thing about it is it's like it's generic ghosts that happen. Things turn on spooky, and but no, it's not spooky at all. Most of it is jump scare central. Well, I shouldn't say jump scare central, but most of it is done in jump scares. It's not all of it, but a lot of this whole past coming back to haunt you thing is done in jump scares. And there's like there's this one scene. There's one scene where like after I think the guy, I forget his name, the only dude who to actually flatline, he comes at and it's like after, and it's like he lives on a houseboat, but like it's like this weird, and things start haunting. He like goes back to his houseboat, and he starts hearing this baby crying. And of course she goes to a drawer in his houseboat, and finds nothing there. And then there's another part later in the movie where he's on his houseboat, and this ghost girl, was attacking him. And the really, really stupid part is that for two of the characters, their guilty conscience, the character or the people that they may have wronged, are still alive. It's like, really? Yeah, you can't just make it so that they're dead. It's like, people who are haunting them are dead, but no, of course not. And so, yeah, but the problem is, there's no suspense in any of it. It's just dull. They try to build the suspense, but these ghost encounters are just stupid. Well, I shouldn't say, well, yeah, they are stupid. Stupid. I mean, come on, you can't just have generic evil. We can't just have a bunch of evil demons coming for them since they crossed over. Since they decided to trespass on the other side, or I should say, go to journey to the other side when they weren't supposed to. I mean, we can't just have that and have the deep hauntings with demons escalate or something. And now, I understand that we need, and that yeah, it needs to show the consequences, but I just don't like how it was done here. Because because everything is presented in just a dull fashion. Not to mention, there are just really dumb plot points. Like there's one plot point, where it's I hate it, in order to try to get the hauntings to stop, they have to make things right. Right, it's like I don't know if they're trying to send a message about owning up past mistakes or what, but it's just done stupid. Not to mention having people being haunted by people who are still alive because of guilty conscience is just dumb. At least, if the people they were being haunted by were dead, then that might be interesting. But no, we have to play with this dumb guilty conscience. I don't want to repeat it too many times. But anyways, there's these dumb. Another plot point that is kind of dumb is basically there's this scene in where the one who started all, Courtney, is basically recording something on her phone in her apartment, and then of course she starts seeing her sister, her dead sister, who basically ends up chasing her through the apartment and then up the fire escape, and her dead sister pushes her off the fire escape and kills her. And that is the only death you see. Well, I shouldn't say, but it's the only death in the movie. Now, I don't know if any of what happened in the original, but anyway, it's the only death in the movie, and basically, excuse me, but basically, the only reason for killing off of Courtney was so that they could have her appear in a flatline and later in the movie. It's just dumb. If you're gonna kill a character off, don't do it so that you can have them bring them back and deliver some stupid believe in yourself message. Basically, it's like the entire purpose of Courtney getting killed off is so she could appear in a flatline by Marlowe. It's like, what happened? Oh, basically, this one girl, Marlowe, who apparently there was a patient who had been stung in the face by a jellyfish, and she made a mistake and accidentally killed him. But basically she changed the autopsy report to protect her career. And so she decides to try to make things right by flatlining to go visit the spirit of the guy. I asked for his forgiveness, and she ends up getting chased through this whole weird outer dimensional like hospital. It's like, and the others are trying to revive her, or after revive her. And it's like, and she's getting chased through this hospital, and she gets thrust into she gets in her head gets thrust into a sink full of water by an unknown force and literally she drowns. But of course, naturally, they do manage to get her back, and it's like in this flatline dimension, or the other side at night, if you will. She's basically being dragged towards this dark cloud, and of course, Courtney appears and says, "Oh, yes, Marlowe, don't you see? You have to forgive yourself." And it's like, really? It's literally the only reason for killing Courtney off, other than trying to make things suspenseful, was to have her appear in that flat line. And it's like, really? And here's the thing. They could have, if they're trying to document the other side, but they never show any of that except for in Courtney after Courtney's flatline. They never show the recordings of the brain activity. Well, I should put quotes there, but it's like they're trying to get a document what happens after we die. Well, what happens? It's like after she's done. Well, Courtney has flat things like her brain can still activate, and they have recordings of it, recordings of her brain activity. If that's the whole purpose of these experiments, show that after they flatline. Show it after they flatline. Show us what happens. Make it interesting. Hell, show it. Hell, get them all together. Either put them in an apartment and have them and just study the brain activity after they flatline, and then have ghosts come after them. Wow. So anyway, and then they never show it ever, and they never show them studying what happened. And of course, as Courtney does admit in her last video, she leaves to her friends that it was never about medical science, blah blah blah. And yeah, of course not. But anyways, this flatline is it's like it really. Oh, excuse me. And now, and now obviously I haven't even covered the characters, mainly because they're not relatable at all. They're just they feel bland as hell. Even like the Sophia character, the black girl. I mean, she's the only one where we get to see somewhat of her own life, a snippet, literally a snippet of her home life, but literally, but other than that, and I guess it's trying to make us connect with these characters, but other than that, we really don't get much about these characters. Other than learning what their past sins are. It's like Courtney accidentally killed her sister in Washington. Courtney's sister drowned in an accident. Marlo accidentally killed somebody while on duty. And then of course, those are the only two who actually have ghosts that could actually haunt them, because Courtney and Marlo are the only two characters who have people who are actually dead haunting them. But then it's like, no, I forget the guy character's name is. Name it. I forget it now. No, I don't remember. It's like he got a girl. He was being haunted by this girl. It's like this woman. He got pregnant, and then decided and chickened out for her abortion. And then Sophia, basically it's this girl, who she essentially said and knew distributed her new foods out to a class in high school, and the guy and Sophia, both of them, these characters who are haunting them are still alive, because of the guilty conscience, and I've mentioned that too many times. But anyways, yes, these characters are just bland. Like I said, Sophia is the only one we really get a snippet of our own life, and we don't. But yet you don't care about them. It's like the one dude who I forget his name. Sorry. It's like he is a womanizer who. Oh yeah, he's always getting the woman. It's like, really? And then, and of course, it's like Courtney. She's the one who wanted to start it. Yes. Sophia. She's the most reluctant of the group at first. first, and of course, then there's Marlowe, who was actually interested, and then there's the other guy. I think his name is the Hispanic dude. I think his name is Jamie. He's literally the voice of reason who nobody listens to. When he says that it's a bad idea. It's what? Why are these characters so unrelatable? Literally, it does nothing for the movie. These characters, it's like, you don't feel anything when Courtney dies. He dies. You don't feel sorry for these characters. At least I didn't. You don't. Hopefully, you don't really feel that these characters actually have are in any danger. And you don't, and you never really feel like these characters actually there's actually a change. They don't feel change, at least. East. It's like, yeah. And I mean, oh, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Sorry about that. Lost my train of thought. So yeah, it's just these characters are completely unrelatable. And I should also mention that one thing that this movie does is it basically pads it. The movie, it basically tries to pad it out with at least with at least two with scenes that are really unnecessary. There are at least 4 scenes that are completely unnecessary. Two of them are sex scenes, which are sex scenes that are dumb. So it's like there's a party. It's like after the one guy flatlines. They're all back at Courtney's apartment, and oh yeah, they're celebrating that they have this information. Yeah, yay, and they all go crazy, hazy. And then it's like there's a party scene. It's like a rave party or something. And then the 2 sex scenes, it's like, Marlowe and the Hispanic guy, I think, Jamie, I think his name is it's like the first sex scene, and they're at her place, and it's like he drops her off, and they come inside, and she admits to him that she accidentally killed somebody, and then of course it turns into that them having sex, but no, you see them taking off the clothes, but you don't see any body parts revealed, and basically all you really do is see them kissing in the kitchen, and then it cuts to something else, and then it cuts back to them on the couch afterwards. And then the second scene is with Sophia and the other guy. I'm really sorry I don't remember his name, but these characters are bland. I don't really care to look up his name. It's like Sophia and Mia takes the one guy back to her apartment, and they basically have sex in her bedroom, and it's just dumb. It's like they're at a rave party, and they blah, blah, blah. They're at a rave party, and then she takes him back because she has he wants to have sex and then they go back to her apartment, and the next thing you know, they're in her apartment and they're having sex, but once again, you see nothing revealed. It's just dumb. These sex scenes are completely unnecessary. And if you're gonna do a sex scene, at least do it in full. Well, you don't have to reveal the body parts, but at least do the full sex scene. Don't give us just like a 2 minute 2 minute 2 minute scene. Don't give us like a 2 minute 2 minutes of footage. Oh yeah, these indicates. Oh yeah, these characters are having sex. That's yay. And it's like, really? So yeah, like these scenes are unnecessary. Harry, and basically these scenes are all things could have been edited out, and you could have used these scenes for, or oh, I don't know, building tension, trying to get tension. Maybe them trying to study the effects of it on their brain, and at the same time being terrorized. But no, we have to show. Oh, these are in fact students, so of course they're going to go to parties. So yeah, and it's like the jump scares. You can see them humming. And it's a humming. It's like there's this one scare. There's this one jump scare where the Courtney, after the rave, she goes into the parking lot, following in the ghost of her dead sister, and all of a sudden she's at the same rave. Yet it's day. There's only one day, and then she sees there's the car that she was in when she had the accident that killed her sister. And of course she goes up to it and she sees the body of her sister lying there, and then there's a hand on the window boop, scare you. It's like, really? If you're gonna have a jump scare, or at least make them unpredictable. Well, do them right. Don't let us see them coming a mile away. Hey, and it's just dumb. For that. Not to mention this movie, and with all the they try with all the tension they try to build and fail, the linear plot this movie just comes off as dull, just dull. And if Kiefer or Sutherland really was in this movie, I didn't spot him. Who knows? Maybe he was actually the head medical director teaching the students. But other than that, I didn't see him, because apparently, according to Wikipedia, this is supposed to be a sequel to the original. But the original cannot be this bad. It cannot. It's like, really? That's kind of what I had. I don't know what my feeling after this movie was. Like, really? What did I just watch? But anyways, yeah. So who knows? Maybe it'll be explained on the DVD, which I'm not buying. Because this movie sucked. But, so yeah. With that, I have gone on way too long about this movie. So, time for the final rating. My final rating for this movie is a 1 out of 10. Yes, it is dull and stupid. And so would I recommend this movie? No, not at all. Don't waste your time with this movie. Go see something else. Go see Kingsman and go see it. Hell, save your money and go see Blade Runner this Saturday. You save your money and and go see something else. You will not regret it. And so, yeah, there you have it. Flatliners, 1 out of 10. Don't go see it. And well, that about wraps up for this video. My name is Second814. Thank you so much for watching. May the wind always be at your back. See you next time.